Let me tell you about two friends, same company, same start date, same salary for 35 years. They retired on the same day. 15 years later, their lives couldn't be more different. One walks in the park every morning with his wife, plays with his grandkids, travels whenever he feels like it. The other shuttles between doctors, worries about medical bills, wonders if his savings will outlast him. Same career, same money, completely different lives. Why? It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't luck. It came down to just two skills, built or ignored over 40 years, managing health and managing finances. We spent 20 years in school learning maths, medicine, engineering, accounting, then 30 or 40 more years sharpening our professional skills. But no one ever teaches us how to stay fit at 75 or how to build financial independence by 60. And yet, those are exactly the things that decide whether our later years feel like freedom or regret. There's a saying I love, aging is inevitable, growing old is optional. You've met a 70-year-old who seems younger than people half their age, and a 50-year-old who already talks like life is over. The difference is rarely one big decision. It's hundreds of small ones, repeated for decades. That's compounding. We understand this in finance already. Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. It builds slowly, quietly, and then it explodes. The same rule governs health, relationships, reputation. One walk changes nothing today. One small investment changes nothing today. But do both for decades and the results are massive. The problem is we're impatient. We want overnight fitness, instant market returns. Neither nature nor finance works that way. As Warren Buffett put it, the market transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient. Life runs on that exact same principle. I've met wealthy people who couldn't climb a flight of stairs without stopping, and healthy people anxious over every unexpected expense in retirement. Neither one struck me as successful. Money without health limits how much you can enjoy. Health without money limits how free you are. Think of them as two wings of the same bird. No bird flies far on one wing, however strong it is. Morgan Housel wrote in Psychology of Money that the highest form of wealth is waking up and saying, I can do whatever I want today. He wasn't talking about yachts, he meant freedom, but freedom needs capability too. You might have the money to trek the Himalayas, but if your knees won't cooperate, that trip stays a dream. Money gives you freedom, health gives you capability. You need both. An old line has stayed with me for years. A healthy man has 1,000 wishes, a sick man has only one. Our body is forgiving in our 20s, less so in our 40s. By our 60s, it presents the bill for 4 decades of choices, not all at once, but in small installments. Stiff knees, a little extra weight, a blood report that's not quite reassuring. Nothing dramatic, just your body quietly keeping score. Here's the truth, your body doesn't care about your intentions, only your actions.
The real challenge was never knowledge, it's consistency. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is a habit, not an act.
I call this the 95-5 rule. If 95% of your lifestyle is sensible, don't lose sleep over the rest. Celebrate the birthday cake, enjoy the festival sweets. That's not failure, that's a life worth living. The mistake isn't the occasional indulgence, it's letting the occasional become the everyday. Your body doesn't keep score meal by meal, it keeps score year by year. Exercise is one of the rare investments that pays off before retirement. And sleep is the most overlooked medicine we have. You cannot borrow it from tomorrow. Caffeine cannot fix chronic deprivation, and true health includes relationships. Harvard's famous long-running happiness study found the strongest predictor of a long life isn't fame or fortune, it's the quality of our close relationships. Think of health like a savings account. Every walk, every good meal, every full night's sleep, a small deposit, an occasional dessert, a small withdrawal. It only matters that deposits outpace withdrawals. Building wealth is actually simple. Sticking to the plan is the hard part. Very few people get financially independent by predicting the economy. Most do it by repeating a few simple things consistently for a very long time. Exactly like health. Warren Buffett said investing is simple but not easy. Spend less than you make. Save consistently. Invest wisely. Diversify. Avoid bad debt. Give it time. Simple to understand. Hard to follow for 30 years without flinching because emotion gets in the way. Greed at the highs, fear at the lows. When people ask me which mutual fund to buy, I think it's the wrong question. The better question is, how should the whole portfolio be built? Individual investments are bricks. The portfolio is the house. Nobody judges a house by a single brick. My grandfather once planted a mango sapling in our yard. He watered it every morning, pulled the weeds, kept the animals away. But he never once dug it up to check if the roots were growing. That's exactly what most of us do to our portfolios: buying, selling, switching, rebalancing every few months, mistaking activity for progress. A tree moved every 6 months never develops deep roots. Neither will your investments if you keep disturbing them. Money can buy comfort, healthcare, education, experiences. What it can't buy is contentment. A client once told me, "I don't want to become rich. I just don't want money to decide every decision I make." That's the real purpose of planning. Not the richest person in the room, just the point where money stops being a source of worry. If you followed this far, you probably noticed this was never really about health or money. It was about how life works for you, for me, for anyone. The rules barely change. Small actions, repeated consistently over a long time. One walk won't make you fit, one SIP won't make you financially independent. But keep doing either for 20 or 30 years and the results will genuinely surprise you. We don't need a flawless diet. We don't need a flawless portfolio. We need a sensible one and the discipline not to disturb it without good reason. My own definition of wealth has changed over the years. In my 20s, it meant earning more. In my 30s, accumulating assets. Today, I keep it simple. A wealthy person has the health to enjoy life, the freedom to make choices, and the wisdom to know what enough looks like. The first two you build through discipline. The third takes perspective. If I could sit with my younger self, I wouldn't talk about markets or career ladders. I'd say, don't neglect your health while building your career. Don't neglect your family while building your wealth. Walk more, laugh more, sleep more, save regularly, build your portfolio carefully, then leave it alone. One day, you and I will each ask a simple question. Did I live well? Not whether we own the fastest car or pick the best fund of the year, but whether we had the health to enjoy the life we built and the freedom to spend our time the way we wanted. If your answer to both is yes, you've already achieved something extraordinary. Time is the only investor that never takes a day off. Treat it with respect. Give it good habits and a sensible portfolio. Then step aside. Time will do the rest. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more on Wealth Analytica and share it with someone chasing wealth while forgetting their health.